Mr. Cummings for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. Ms. Wilson, first of all, thank you for your service. Ms. Wilson, even today, your work for the CIA is so highly classified that we are not permitted to discuss the details. But we can clarify one crucial point, whether you worked undercover for the CIA. You said that your position was covert, but I've heard others say that you were not covert. In fact, one of the witnesses who will testify a little bit later, Victoria Tensing, is making that same argument. In an op-ed that appeared in the Washington Post on February 18th, she says it quite bluntly. She says, quote, Plame was not covert. She worked at CIA headquarters and had not been stationed abroad within 5 years, end of quote. I know there are restrictions on what you can say today, but is Ms. Tensing's statement correct?
Congressman, thank you for the opportunity. I know I'm here under oath, and I'm here to say that I was a covert officer of the Central Intelligence Agency. Just like a general is a general, whether he is in the field in Iraq or Afghanistan, when he comes back to the Pentagon, he's still a general. In the same way, covert operations officers who are serving in the field, when they rotate back for a temporary assignment in Washington, they too are still covert.
Is it possible that Ms. Tensing had more information than you do about your work or had access to secret documents that you don't?
I would find that highly unlikely, Congressman, because much of that information about my career is still classified.
On Wednesday night, I know that Mr. Waxman, our chair, and Congressman Reyes, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, spoke personally with General Hayden, the head of the CIA. And Chairman Waxman told me that General Hayden said clearly and directly, quote, Ms. Wilson was covert, end of quote. There was no doubt about it. And by the way, the CIA has authorized us to be able to say that. In addition, I understand that Chairman Waxman sent his opening statement over to the CIA to be cleared and to make sure that it was accurate. In it, he said, quote, Ms. Wilson was a covert employee of the CIA, end of quote. Quote, Ms. Wilson was undercover, end of quote. The CIA cleared these statements. I emphasize all of this because I know that there are people who are still trying to suggest that what seems absolutely clear isn't really true and that you weren't covert. And I think one of the things we need to do in this hearing is make sure there isn't any ambiguity on this point. Just 3 more questions. Do you hold this covert status at the time of the leak? Did you? The covert status at the time of the leak?
Congressman, yes.
Number 2, the Identities Protection Act refers to travel outside the United States within the last 5 years. Let me ask you this question. Again, we don't want classified information, dates, locations, or any other details. During the past 5 years, Ms. Plame, from today, did you conduct secret missions overseas?
Yes, I did, Congressman.
Finally, so as to be clear for the record, you were a covert CIA employee, and within the past 5 years from today, you went on secret missions outside the United States. Is that correct?
That is correct, Congressman.
I want to thank you, and I hope this committee now has cleared up the issue of covert, whether Ms. Plame was a covert agent, and I yield back.